Anyway, I've been just sitting here drinking, thinking, what am I going to say? All these nice people, and all their kind words that they've been saying about me. And I remember I wrote a speech on a piece of paper. I'm going to read it to you. Just give me a second here. A loaf of bread, a gallon of milk, a box of Fruit Loops, a tube of antifungal cream. Uh-oh. I guess I'm going to just have to wing it. The wrong paper. So, let me start. I look out here and I see all these nice young faces in the department. Faces like Michael. And then there's Happy-Go-Lucky Jane. And on the Manatee side, we have Ryan and Snitch and Scooter. There's Scooter. And of course, at Temecula, we have Laura Fertile. And when I see you, I say you fools. I mean, you're full of enthusiasm about working, and it kind of reminds me of myself when I first started at MSJC, full of enthusiasm and thin. So, this is me before MSJC. You got to admit, I was rocking those daisy. But then, about 10,000 cafeteria breakfast burritos. You have what's standing before you. Now, another thing you have got to look forward to. And another thing you have to look forward to is after you've been here for about a decade and a half, they give you a watch. And I went and took a little liberty of having that watch of praise, and then I did the math, and it turns out it comes out to about 87 cents a year. And how that is. Okay, so now on to some of the people. And I'm going to start with my good friend, Micah Oraldorf. Micah Oraldorf, as I already mentioned, that we shared an office together. And before I go any further, I need to mention tonight, I thought he was going to bring up that fart story. And I want to tell you that even though I drive a plug-in electric car, doesn't mean that I'm zero emission. Anyway, Micah came into the office one morning when we were together in 52, and he said, "Hey, Bob." And he would say it just like that because we were like this. And he said, "Hey, Bob, I just saw the hot dog mobile at Ralph's. Let's go over to see the hot dog mobile." And I thought to myself, like, well, I don't have to tell Milt where I'm going. We got in the car and we went to the hot dog mobile. And said, "You don't think I'm telling the truth? There it is." We went to see the hot dog mobile. And when we got there, we ran into the guy who drove the hot dog mobile, and and he gave us a tour of the hot dog mobile, and we had the greatest time talking about wieners. And then he gave us some wiener swag back to the office, and for the rest of the day, we just had a grand old time blowing our wiener whistles. Something else you might not know about Micah. Soon after this, administration bigwigs came into the office and they said, "Hey, Micah Oral Dwarf, I've got an important job for you. And you have to just take care of one server." It's a super important service. So don't let anything happen. And he said, "Okay." And then, just a couple months later, when he just had one server to look at, it blew up. Everybody lost everything. It was the blackboard. Everybody, the teachers lost their work and their assignments and their grades, and students lost their assignments and all their homework. And it got so bad that the college had to think about, well, we're going to have to close the semester down and give everybody their money back. Well, to Micah's credit, he somehow got it back up and running using a tape recorder. And that's a whole different story. But anyway, he got it back up and running, and then after that, the administration came back into our office. The big people came in and said, "Hey, are you Micah Oral Dwarf? And are you the guy who blew up the Blackboard server and lost everything and nearly closed the college?" And Micah, being the man of integrity that he is, said, "Yeah, that was me. I'm Micah Oral Dwarf." And so they said, inexplicably, "You're our guy. We're going to make you a dean." And so now you know the rest of that story. So, speaking of bad ideas.
Oh, no!
Here is Milt, where are you at? Reese's. Trying to give alcohol to him. He's obviously very scared. So anyway, Milt, where are you at, Reese's? And I swear that must be his name, because when he answers the phone, when I call him and he answers the phone, he doesn't say, "Hello, this is Milt." He says, "Hello, where are you at?" Gotta be his name.
Yeah, that was Cindy's grandson or granddaughter.
Lesser-known story about Milt. We used to actually work a little bit together, although our departments were a little bit compartmentalized back then. But we put up some projectors together and did some rollouts and stuff. But one day, Mark, our supervisor at the time, called me and said, "Milt's going to the hospital." And I'm like, "What's going on? What happened to Milt?" And Mark said, "He screwed himself with his own screwdriver." And so I had to think, like, how in the world did that happen? How do you do that? Screw your own hand with your... Anyway, a little while later, administration comes into his office and says, "Hey, Are you Milk Reese? The guy who screws on him with a screwdriver? And he said, yeah. And they said, you're our guy. We're going to make you a supervisor. While we're talking about supervisors, I got to talk to you a little about Damien Lanehouse. Damien doesn't know this, but I saw him when he was just a small child. He was in that movie. And now he's all grown up and he has that millennial yuppie beard. And I'm sure before too long, you guys will all enjoy his millennial yuppie man bun. Now, when Damien got hired, he had a project of dismantling our somewhat functional mass deployment image system.
Oh gosh.
And he replaced it with CCM, image deployment system. And now it's been probably about 7 years. And I was hoping that before I retire, that I would actually see it mass deployed in. And soon after that, the administration came and said, hey, are you Damien Lanehouse, the guy who created the SCCM system that doesn't mass deploy image? And he said, yeah. And so they said, you're our guy. We're going to make you a supervisor. Has anybody seen a path?
Oh my God.
When everybody used to say, hey, Bob, why are you such a screw up? I was trying to get a promotion.
Oh my gosh.
I can't turn pages. Now, Damien and I, honestly, we didn't always see eye to eye, but we recently got the same car. And it's the same car, it can go off-roading, same year and everything. So we found some commonality between us two. And so maybe now, someday, we'll go out on the trails and we'll run over each other. Too bad Mark's not here because he's next. Mark was the best supervisor I ever had. And don't get too excited, it was a low bar. He taught me everything I know about networking, which accounts for my lack of knowledge in networking. He still sports that 70s porno mustache. And he always would throw these big parties and we'd have fun. And we'd go over there and we'd party with his best friend, Don Julio.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No.
And we would have the best time.
That was not me, I'm just saying.
That was our gang sign.
Oh my Oh gosh.
And then afterward, Mark would show his skills at smoking meat. Now, I need to go on to the teacher. Really, I wish Don Smith was here. Don was a close teacher, a friend of mine, and I was able to watch him, and the privilege of watching him, and the Xanax of his career, the zenith of his career. And all of his students were always yearning for his lecture. And we've remained close friends, and last year he came to my 60th birthday party, and he did a puppet show. And there was also a clown there, and I need to apologize to Don. I wish he was here, because there was something happened between Don and the clown. And I hope he's okay. Anyway, Don has also got a big secret, and he had a big secret, and he could know that my lips are sealed. But before I forget, when he retired, I need that box. Before he retired, he left these under his desk, and I need to get it to him. I wish he was here today so that I could do that. Now, Pat James, where's my controller? There it is. Oh, that was Don Smith. I forgot to show his picture. That's Don. Anyway, Pat James, currently kissing a double. He was with me from the very beginning. And I first met Pat when I was taking her multimedia class up in Beaumont. And she was telling us how to make videos about floppy disks. I need to rephrase that. She taught us how to make videos and put them on floppy disks. And one day, I came up to her to hand her, I'm slurring my words, so I have to be careful, floppy disk. And I gave it to her, and she said, "Hey, Bob." And she said it just like that, because we were like this. And she said, "Hey, Bob, how would you like a job working for the college?" And I said, "Okay, as what?" And she said, "A computer technician." And I said, "Oh, well, that sounds important." So a couple of days later, I show up here at Menifee and expecting to start working on computers and taking them apart and troubleshooting and doing all these important things that I've been going to school to learn. And she hands me this bucket of mouse balls. You need to clean these mouse balls. And so that's not a very glamorous job. Does anybody remember mouse balls?
Yes.
There's a few. And so another special thing that about Pat is that we created this symbiotic kind of relationship, that I gave her supreme technical service and kept her labs up and running, and in turn, whenever I got in trouble with Mark, she'd go yell at him and keep him from yelling at me or writing me up. And it was a perfect situation for us. It's true. I need to go through our TAs a little bit that was in the multimedia department. And first, there was Debbie Warren, and Debbie was a beautiful lady, and she showed me how things worked around the college, like telling me where the best place to have a good burger and a stiff margarita for lunch. And so Debbie left us way too soon. I hope she's here right now, smiling down at me and laughing at all of you. And then there was Jessica, who took Debbie's place when Debbie left. And Jessica made huge. She had huge contributions to the department, and she was really good with the budget, and she accounted for every nickel and dime. And I really thank her for those great memories. She was so good at her job, as some might even say that she killed at her job.
No!
Too soon. After Jessica went to jail, we got Stinky Love over here. And Stinky had this British accent. So we all thought she was like super smart. She would say things like, I have to go to the loo. Like, oh my gosh, she's brilliant. But later, I found out that Stinky wasn't born in England at all. She was born in Texas. And they don't talk like that. So she's been fooling us all for years. I have to go through the coworkers, and I wish Andre was here and he could try to get a hold. Andre Yogurt. He was the only person I've ever been kicked out of Hooters with. We went there together, and we found something new about Hooters, that there was a 2-gallon limit per person on beer. I could go on about how, Andre Yogurt throwing up that night, but I'm going to move on. Okay, so the Uranus planet. It wasn't me. Andre named all his servers after planets. Right? And then I went up to Andre and said, hey, Andre. And I said it just like that because we were like this. I said, hey, Andre, I need a server for Keith Hans for his students to put their work in. He said, okay, Bob, I'll give you Uranus. And so I went downstairs and I said, hey, Keith Hans, you need to tell all your students to put their files in Uranus. And he said, okay. And then later I get in trouble. And I've been taking the blame for over a decade. Unlike the rest of the computer nerds, Andre Yogurt was kind of a ladies' man. He was famous for his exploits with the ladies. And then suddenly he had to move to Switzerland. And I hope that he found that cure for that rash that he got in the 900 IAF closet. Now we need to talk about some of my coworkers, Teresa and Justin Balloon and Slobby Vulcan Chick. We were involved with a lot of rollouts. Oh shoot, I've been forgetting to do my slides. There's Nikki, and there's Andre. Okay, so, and I'll go back to this. All right, so Teresa, Justin Balloon, and Slobby Vulcan Chick. We did a lot of computer rollouts together. And we always took pride in our work and took a lot of care in trying to deploy all this expensive equipment that the district was purchasing. And there's not a whole lot of picture evidence or video evidence that we did this, but I did find this one video.
Hey Bob, what do you got there?
One of the new iMacs.
Really? That's a cool.
Yeah, about $2,500.
Chairs have been a problem.
Oh my god.
In conclusion, through all the years that I've been here, I've seen them come like this, all these new faces here, and I've seen them go.
Oh my gosh.
And I want you to know that if you guys ever are at Joshua Tree visiting and you run into me, or maybe I might even be at the store out here or something, come up to me and say, "Hey Bob," because we were once like this. I have one more 24-second video to show you, and I think this tells my entire career at MSJC from day one to today. So if I could just have your undivided attention for this short little video clip.
Music, maestro, please. E flat from the top. Ingrates.
Thank you, everybody. Not really great.
Thank you, Mr. Calling, Bob. It's too late now.
You should write everybody's.
This is just